Footy Talk. You're locked in with your boy, Man I Ads. You got Gabe in the house. What's going on, Gabe?
What's going on, man? Good to be back.
Yeah, so this video, we're going to talk all about the ins and outs of United. We're United fans. Obviously, this is a channel for all fans, all teams. But obviously, we're going to talk about our club. And Gabe is a hardcore United fan through and through. He is definitely excited about the season. But let's talk about, it's been an interesting window because of there's so many players left our club this year from each level of the club. So many players gone. I think we've had a good window, but we're going to find out your views on this game. So we'll go for the outs first because that's probably easy one to talk about. If there's anyone who want to jump in on, please jump in. But I was new for the list. If you want to jump in, jump in. So the outs at United this season, a really long list so far. Bear in mind, at the time of recording, the window's still open for another 6 hours. No, 7. 6 hours, yeah. 7 hours, yeah. So we've still time to sign and let go of players. So the outs so far, Reece Bennett gone to Fleetwood Town on loan. Alvaro Fernandez, I was disappointed with that one.
Yeah,
Benfica.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked him. Will Fish, Cardiff. I could see that one happening. Permanent move. Amari Forson, again, it went early in the window. He did.
It was expected.
Yeah, it was expected.
I didn't expect him to get game time if he stays. So
Nah, he was never getting that. The less said about Mason Greenwood for the sake of the channel, the better. But I will say, I'm glad he's doing well where he is. I'm gutted for what he did to the young girl. Can't believe that happened. What allegedly did anyway.
Yeah.
But in terms of his career, if he hasn't been found guilty for it and he's gone on to have a career and his work was still with him, then I've got nothing to say. It's a mad one to me, that is.
If we get more bread, bread from
got 25 million for him, man. Plus the sell on and that kind of stuff. It would be hard for him to play for United again, wouldn't it? Another one who probably would have struggled to get first team football over the next year or so would have been Hannibal, gone to Burnley on a permanent move. Got up to 9 million for him though, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, rise up to 9 million if he does well for Burnley. So yeah, good money for him in terms of the 1 year contract that he has left. So good.
Yeah, Eli Harrison gone to Chester on loan. Again, just for experience, again, that's a good move for him. Tom Huddleston, who technically was never a United player, he's been a coach training with the under-21s, but he's there, isn't it?
He's there.
Obviously, he was always there as a coach and a player for the under-21s, giving them that kind of, guidance in the games. But he's officially retired now.
Yeah.
Joe Hugill gone to Wigan on loan. That should be a good move for him,
Yeah, good move, and championship game of experience if he goes, let's say, gets another loan move to a Premier League club and basically gets more experience on being able to play. So good for me for him.
Yeah, he looks to me like someone who has the potential to be a good footballer. I don't know if he's got the level to be the United striker number 9, for example. But he's a footballer, definitely that. One I was gutted with, but I understand, Willy Kambala.
Yeah,
he's gone to Villarreal, but he's gone. And a lot of fans don't recognise the fact that he was not signing another contract.
Yeah.
So it's either let him go now for 6 million or 5 million, something like
that? 9 million.
9 million. So let him go for that now, or he goes free next season.
Yeah.
Or next year. So I wouldn't have told him if he had longer on his term, when his term was up.
Because, I knew in my head that he wasn't going to get game time, and I knew that at some point we were going to bring in centre backs, and if we didn't buy De Ligt or Euro, then we would have had either Euro and Kambwala or De Ligt or Kambwala, which would have been fine. But he needs games, Kambwala, so I'm happy for him. And we have a buyback clause, which I'm happy with, that we can potentially get him back if he does very well at Villarreal or other clubs. So hopefully he does well there.
I think it's only applicable while he's at Villarreal.
Yeah.
Say if they sold him to somebody else, the buyback is gone after that.
Yeah, the buyback.
Marcus Lawrence, I don't even attract him. Anthony Martial, obviously, came when he, as Mike Richards said, when he burst on the scene against Liverpool all those years ago. I thought he was going to be the next big thing.
Mbappe, he was supposed to be the Mbappe,
Mbappe is a regen of Anthony Martial, really, because
Martial, Martial was supposed to be the Mbappe who he is now. So,
bro, had a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract.
Ballon d'Or clause, because that's why we expected Martial to be that Mbappe with the Ballon d'Or clause, but it wasn't meant to be. He was one of my favorite ballers at United while he was there, when he was injury free, and it was sad to see him leave. But in terms of circumstances with the injuries and the unavailability and the contracts and the wages, I just felt it was the right time. But still one of my favorite ballers. I remember going to that first game. You took me to Old Trafford against Stoke, and he scored the absolute banger against Stoke in the top right corner, 3-0 in the Jose second season. He was killing it then, and I just felt bringing Alex Sanchez ruined him, ruined his form, ruined everything. I just felt, yeah, we've ruined his confidence. I just felt Jose didn't really need to do that, but it is what it is. The future is now, so I think yeah. Sad to see Marcel leave, but this what it is.
He hasn't got a club, has he, at the moment?
Nah, but
He's
even
available, so
after
he can go,
yeah,
he
even
can go
after
where he wants now.
he can
So.
go everywhere he wants. So he
De
could,
Gea last year had to wait a whole year to find
yeah, wait,
Fiorentina.
yeah, actually, yeah.
Time McNeil left to go to Wednesday on a permanent deal, which he doesn't seem to have the star quality he would need to survive at United as a striker. So letting him go is the best thing for him. Yeah. I was surprised about Max Oide, you know.
Yeah, I was
I was
surprised.
surprised by that one. I know there's buybacks and all sorts in there, but I was very surprised. I think he looks good.
He's a good player. Like,
Yeah.
I expected him to be the future, like playing with Kobe, and like at the time once I saw him, I thought he's gonna be around the midfield with Collier, Kobe, whether with Dango if he can get back up into fitness as well. But yeah, I expected him to stay in terms of squad depth because there's lots of games with Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Europa Leagues. It's sad to see him go, but happy there's a buyback clause and a selling clause with that as well.
Yeah. Pedestri, another one. He just didn't cut it out of it. He didn't have enough game time.
Yeah.
And he's been on loan, like, what, 2 years in
Yeah.
a row or 3 years in a row.
3 years in a
He
row.
came in the same time as Diallo, and Diallo's kicked on. Now he's basically first team player,
Yeah.
and Pedestri still hasn't broken through yet. And
Yeah. At the
Yeah.
time, in lockdown, once we brought those two players in lockdown, I thought to myself, once I was watching these clips, that some of them are tidy and some of them are good, but Ahmad is more exciting and more the better player, I should say, more exciting. And I understand where Pelestri needs game time, and Ahmad had loans, which was better for him in terms of him going to Sunderland in the Championship to test himself with
Rangers.
Rangers as well, which didn't work out for him. But Sunderland was the one which
They love him there, man.
yeah, they
love him.
They loved him, which revived his career and made him adapt even more into the Championship in the English League, all the way up to the Premier League, where he's a 4-star with United now. Hopefully, he'll keep starting games and keep taking his chances, and hopefully to make his place in the right wing spot for United. But with Pelestri, it was sad to see him go. He wasn't going to get game time. At the time last season when he was thrown in against Bayern Munich, I just felt there was a bit more pressure on him at the time against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, where he was going against Alfonso Davies, top level, where he didn't get enough games. But I understand it at the time, but I just felt it was the right time for Pelestri to go, get game time, get some minutes, and I mean, he's still in the Uruguay squad, even if he did stay at United. Like, he's still been able to get to the Uruguay squad.
But you know that's because they have a small pool of players to choose from.
Yeah,
We've got a guy who's played at United. He's trained with United.
yeah,
That's all that matters. Remember Garnacho with Argentina having not been playing. He played with the under 21s.
Yeah, I think
We trained with Argentina age like 17.
18. I think it was something like that.
So it's South America. There's a rumor. I don't know how true it is, but Maradona played for Argentina before he played first team football for his actual club.
Oh, okay.
So South America's a bit more like put him in the game, let him try.
Oh, okay.
We'll let go of Kai Plumlee as well. Shortiri. He was when he came through.
Yeah,
Boy, he hasn't pushed on to the next level.
Yeah. Ever since Ole gave him that debut, I expected like more
in it.
and more games to see what really is about. But it didn't materialize. Seeing him come off the bench.
If anyone's proved that moving on though can help players, Angel Gomez is that.
Yeah, Angel Gomez is that. Wow.
He's in England squad now.
Yeah, I just thought letting go of Angel Gomez was a big mistake at the same time, but I just felt in my mind that you couldn't let him go and just put a buyback clause in there just to make sure that we'll be able to buy him.
This is before we had football people in the club.
Yeah, before
Ineos would never let that happen like that.
Yeah, they would never let that happen. But I hopefully sometime in the future, I hope it does happen. We might buy him back, but because he's getting called for England now, congratulations to you. And that head collision was crazy. I hope he's all right.
Nuts. Yeah,
he's okay. Thank God he's able to speak and been able to respond. And yeah, well done to him for getting the England call up and really cementing your place at Lille and starting and killing it and just keep going and
Donny van der Beek, another one who, when he came in, that was one of the first times I've ever seen United move on a transfer so quick.
Yeah.
It happened like within a day that we heard about it. He was signed like within 48 hours.
Like, we never heard rumors of like...
There's no rumor about it?
There's no rumors of him. Like, it was just like, oh, we just paid 25 million for him and boom, like, it's done. Never expected it because the whole summer it was Sancho, but next minute we heard that Van de Beek, 25 mil, and we just accepted it. And they accepted it, like, and that signing was underwhelming because at the time, in on his interview, he said he didn't want him. It was a club signing. He didn't get enough game time because he wasn't gonna get enough starting players ahead of Bruno at the time, and it was hard for him. And it was hard for him when he had loans with Everton, loans with Palace. He had loans at Palace. Loans at Frankfurt as well, had a bit of injuries and didn't work out for him. But hopefully with Girona, he'll kick on and restart his career, and hopefully he does well.
It's mad seeing him with Girona. Girona is basically Man City's Spanish team, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Very mad. Very mad. But it is what it is. Again, like he didn't do enough for me to fight for him to stay. He scored a goal in pre-season last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's like you could see he meant something to him because he's been out for so long. But it also at the same time was like it didn't feel like you could put him into a game and he was going to make a difference.
Yeah, change it. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted him to work because he's a nice guy, and I wanted it to work because I really thought that kind of the Ajax school of football is very special. And so coming to United, I thought he could bring some class to our midfield.
Yeah.
The way they played as a team at Ajax was nuts.
Yeah.
So very sorry that it didn't work out for him.
Yeah,
but, that's how it goes in football, man.
Yeah,
He was a release some man.
Yeah.
Rafael Varane, who we knew was going to leave. A Rolls Royce for a player. The Rio Ferdinand of French football.
So
We got him at the wrong time of his career.
I don't know.
But it also points to one of the ins that we'll talk about in a second of Lenny Euro, who is the Varane regen, but also
Potential.
potentially, but also again, I don't think you remember this, but when we tried to sign Varane the first time, Fergie went over to talk to him.
Yeah.
And then Real just sent Zidane to his house.
Zidane the game,
And so he's gone from Fergie to Zidane, who's a French legend.
Yeah.
After we had no chance, but we missed out on him then. He had an amazing career when we did. Then we get him at the end of his career almost. He still played. I love the guy.
And he got in his debut in 20 minutes, which was
there you go.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite defenders when we signed him. That
was a massive moment of United. Him walking out in a suit at Old Trafford. That was crazy.
Bro,
that was crazy.
In that season, that got me too excited. It got me too excited of us challenging for the league. That time we had Sancho, Ronaldo, and Varane. But that season, it just didn't work out. But it was sad to see Varane leave. It was good to see him leave on a high with the FA Cup win as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's been our best centre-back when available last season. When sometimes he's been on the bench, which confused me at points last season. Varane has been consistent while being fit and playing, even without Martinez or any other player. So, it was sad to see him go and sad for him to get an injury as well. So hopefully as well, and his family as well. So hopefully he does well with Como.
I think he'll do well. There's really good players there. I've got great young managers to go underneath as well.
Yeah.
A bit more of a lesser challenging league than the Premier League as well.
Well, Serie which is
it's more tactical, but it's nowhere near the intensity and pace of our league, is it?
Yeah.
We lost, we don't lose. We sent on loan Vitek, who I think is a good keeper. I like him.
Yeah.
But I just don't see how he comes into the team right now. So him being on loan works for me.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who I was gutted to lose. I understand why we had to lose him.
Yeah.
I just didn't want him to go because I like the way he saves us so many times. I love his tackling.
Mm.
He was almost a symptom of the bad part of our defense, which was having to do last ditch tackles,
Yeah.
having to run back and get versus just being better on the ball,
Yeah.
and also not having this. I don't know if you noticed this, but you'd see there's always when Luke Shaw was playing, everything's on the left hand of the pitch, everything's going that way because they don't trust him to pass the ball and to run with the ball. So it was like it would almost put us in a place where you had the right hand side empty and the left hand side crowded. Everyone's on that side of the pitch. So I think with a balanced pairing at left back and right back, we can have a bit more a spread across the middle of the pitch, open up the pitch a bit more, and have some more tactics that go for the right side too. But I'm good to see about him going, man. I loved him. I thought he was a good player.
Yeah, I understand the assignment of letting go of Wan-Bissaka because Ten those more players that are comfortable on the ball. You know, like he understands like with the defending against like tough wingers with Doku, Diaz and whether it's Martinelli, Saka or Salah, even Cole Palmer if he's playing on the wing or even like Neto, one of those wingers that are Felix now in the league. I think they'll I think like that's why United would use Wan-Bissaka in those games just to contain those wingers and stop them from getting more space and creating chances for the opposition team. Yeah, it's sad to see him go, but we have to let people go. They can't stay here forever, so we have to let them go. And Mazraoui is already proven to be a good signing, being comfortable on the ball, keeping it tidy, and being able to be a good right back and supporting Ahmad on the right wing. So I'm happy with that signing as well. But good luck to Wan-Bissaka at West Ham.
Yeah, I always appreciate what he did when he was here. Definitely. Brandon Williams is a weird one because he was on loan at Ipswich last year. Season before that, he was on loan at Norwich. He's obviously, I think last year he played like 15 games for Ipswich. Scored a couple of goals down there. Ipswich have been promoted. He's been released from United and they haven't signed him. So something's gone wrong for him. He's 23, 22, 23.
Probably 24, 25, probably. I don't know.
Don't really look. But anyway, I think he's about 23. Yeah, 23. His birthday is September, so next week he'll be 24. Next week. He was a player who could play left back and right back.
Yeah.
He looked very like a bit of fight was in him. You know, he had a bit of an edge to him, which I liked. But he's one of them kind of kids who comes to United. You think if he plays for the club, he'll play with his heart on the sleeve and he'll give us all. But something hasn't worked. I don't know what. I can't even tell you. I haven't seen him for the last couple of years. But when he was there, when we had no one to play left back, he wasn't getting games. So
I just felt like I don't think the club found him good enough to play at like a United level. Just felt you should have sold him like long time ago when Ole was in charge. I just felt he needed game time, and I just knew he wanted to get enough game time, whether if Shaw was fit or whether Malassi was fit. I just felt Brandon Williams wasn't going to get game time. I just felt we should have sold it before, just to get the cash and being able to use that on another left back or place.
Well, he's been released now. At least his wages off the books. Obviously, anyone who's ever put on the shirt for United, got respect for them. To get to a place where United have used you as a player means you've got something about you that means you're a good player. Whether you're good enough, we always find out later on. But the fact that somebody's seen that in you, it means something. That does. Up to him and all of the players who've been released. And I think what people forget about as well is, as a footballer, especially when you're young, like the guys like Kyle Plumlee and who's the other young one that released? Marcus Lawrence, those guys who are now have to think about what do I do next if I don't get football, if I don't get another team. Bear in mind, a lot of them will get football at a low level. Yeah. But it's like they've been at United the whole life. Yeah. And now it's like, I'm going to play like for Solihull Moors or something called Aldershot or whatever. So it's like
non-leagues, League Ones and one of those.
It's not full-time training anymore. It's not, so... you have to wish them the best and hope that they can turn out well. But in terms of the ins this year, we can't confirm Ugarte yet, but he's here. He's been training. He's doing medical. He's done. So we had a really interesting window. We've had Lenny Euro. We've had the boy from Bayern, Matthias de Ligt, and Nusser Mazraoui and Zirkzee, who I think
Bayern, He went from Bayern, had a loan spell to Anderlecht, and then moved to Bologna, and now he's at United today. So yeah.
And obviously, you got so there's 5 players who are in the senior squad. Obviously, you got the 2 young boys, Owen Martin and Kone, who are apparently coming into the academy. We haven't seen them sign yet.
That Palace winger, Samuel Lusau thing as well.
So that's 3 academy signings this year, which is a big thing for us because we're very rarely making signings like that from other Premier League teams at that age, at this point.
And abroad.
Rate out of 10 the signing of Lenny Yoro for you.
9.5. Because the age, the amount of games he played for Lille last season, the experience he will get, it'll be rotation as well, in terms of the games we'll be playing with De Ligt as well, which we'll get onto as well in terms of that signing. Age profile, so he's quick, he can ping a ball, he can pass through the lines like Martinez, and he's quick, and early he's that tall as well. Like he's surprisingly that tall, like 6 foot. Is he like 6'3", 6'2"? Like
I would say he looks like he's about 6'3" to me.
6'3", yeah. He's tall. He can
6'3", yeah, he's 6'3".
Yeah. He can cover the high line. If you want to play a high line, he can do a high line to protect Martinez whenever. And he can also play right back. He's versatile as well. He can also play right back. I seen him play right back for Lille in the Conference League when they played Aston Villa. He's been able to play right back, so he's versatile as well. He's a good signing for me. And he's one for the future. Hopefully we'll keep at least for 5 years at least. To me, he seems to me like the kind of signing that we would make if it was a big club, and we're a big club, back in
and we're acting like it now.
Yeah, back in the old days.
When we signed Rooney, he wasn't like 30; he was like 18.
18.
I mean, and it was like at the time he was just tearing up. So it was like United jumped in and said we're going to get him.
Yeah.
Before he hit his prime.
Yeah.
For the last few years, we've been signing players who are on the way down. Casemiro's one, Zlatan one, Cavani, Ronaldo. So players, I mean, Icardi was more like an emergency thing, but same thing. Players are on the way backwards, going downwards.
Yeah, Weghorst.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, so he got Ajax now after another years in Ajax now. So obviously there's something in him too. But in terms of the other signings, rating for De Ligt,
I'll give it 8. He knows Ten Hag's system. There's a reason Ten Hag wanted him for that system. I think he's good in the air. He's been able to win his duels for Bayern. He's played big games last season in the Champions League against Arsenal or Real Madrid. So I think he's got that experience in the top leagues as well. He's played for big clubs, which is a big positive with Juventus and Bayern Munich and Ajax as well. That he's been able to gain that experience and being able to, it's been underwhelming for him for those experiences for him. But he's only done one for Ajax, but the other 2 clubs was underwhelming. So I feel like United will be the best place for him to show his quality and get more game time. And it's still a small game, so I think De Ligt will be all right. And I don't get why people are saying he's a bit slow like Maguire. I wouldn't compare.
Nothing like him.
Yeah, nothing like him. But he's a bit quicker. He's a bit quicker than him. Yeah, I think De Ligt will be a good signing, and hopefully he'll be a positive with that partnership with Martinez.
The thing that people always get twisted is if United sign a player, become crapper, slower, worser, injury prone by signing for United versus Liverpool or Arsenal. I saw a video of Don Robbie talking about Xerxes before signing for United, how he'd be great addition to Arsenal. And it's like after that, it's like, it's that kind of talk where it's like, oh, no, he's a friend, he's a flop. Well, if he signed for your club, you want him.
Yeah, you want him. Yeah.
Being the biggest club in the world, as we are at Man United, having the most fans in the world, having a great level of success that we've had. And I think the thing that everyone always forgets is United beat up every man's team when we go for that. So everyone hates us.
Yeah.
So You go to
And they
school,
love
you're like,
they just love to inflate the prices, like go a bit higher, a little bit closer to 100.
no, but even how they report prices, bro. So they report a price for United in euros to make the number higher.
Yeah, the higher.
So my man signs for £35 million, but it's 42 million euros.
Yeah,
So it sounds like a bigger number,
like £38 million.
but like, why is it that they report United English Club United's transfers in euros, but you report in Liverpool's in pounds?
Yeah,
That made no sense.
yeah, that made no sense to me.
That made no sense. So yeah, it's how it goes anyway. You've got a rating for Xerxes.
Bro, that signing is exciting. Not as exciting as Euro, but I think it's close in terms of excitement in terms of signing. He brings a different dimension in terms of forward lines, in terms of the decisions he plays in the 10 on the left. If he can play right, he will play right, even if he still play false nine if they count that as a 10. So I think this signing excites me. It's good that he's gained experience from other clubs in other countries, as he's been able to adapt to different leagues in Belgium, in Germany, in Italy, and now hopefully he'll do well in the Premier League and being able to adapt, and hopefully will hit the ground running, which he did in the first game, and hopefully he'll be able to kick on, and hopefully we'll have a good season with us, and hopefully get more contributions with us as a team.
Yeah, I think he's going to do well. He looks like a player to me. He looks like somebody who knows his position.
Yeah.
And who knows where to be on the pitch at the right time.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
He reminds me of Martial. He reminds me of Martial, where Martial drops deep, he holds up the ball, and he just lets other players facilitate with Rashford, whether he's on the right wing or whether he's got Nacho Ahmed. I think Martial, in the 1920 season, when he got all those goals, like the 23 goals in that season, competitions where he's been able to hold up the ball, facilitate players, where back in the day when it was Greenwood, Bruno, and Rashford, they've been banging tons of goals, and I feel like Xerxes is going to be that signing, hopefully, to facilitate the wingers to score more goals and get goals as well, and Bruno to get goals as well and facilitate more across the pitch.
Reminded me of something, man. I remember watching a game a few years ago now, where we were winning the game like 2 or 3-0, whatever it was. And Oliver's manager, Ollie took off Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood. He looked and walking off like, this team is going to be sick one day, Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood as our front line. We're going to mash up the whole Premier League, You look back and think, what happened to that, man? Martial's gone, Greenwood's gone, and Rashford's not kicking on right now, so he can still do it. But I'm saying, like, at that point, you could have told me that we weren't going to win the league with them 3 men.
I know. But, I mean, if Greenwood didn't do what he did, he would still be here, in my opinion.
Yeah, he would definitely. Of course he would. He would have been here. He'd be
he's a talent. Because he would be one of the best talents in the world if he didn't do.
He would be on a Cole Palmer contract, 25-year contract, man.
Yeah,
if he was still here.
He might have done what Cole Palmer would have done at Chelsea last year, even better, scoring more goals on the right. But
he's the best striker that we've had come through the ranks at the United since they had.
Yeah, for our company.
Bear in mind, like, we look at Back in the day, Mark Hughes, man, like that coming through. That's like 1994-5 season when they were in the main first team, but they were coming through in the early 90s and late 80s. But there hasn't been a striker who's come through and stayed at the club and done what he could have done. Yeah, madman.
Yeah, people will go through debates through the academy graduates, like who would have been the best. Like, even through now, we would have gone for like Avakobi or Greenwood or Rashford or Garnacho. They would have been debating one of those, but I just felt Greenwood was the one that excited most of us at that time.
Two-footed,
like left foot, right foot. Like, we didn't care. He would score goals, any types of goals. It's disappointing the way it ended.
Very disappointed, yeah. Mazraoui, out of 10.
I'll give that 9. 9, 8.5, 9. I think it'll be a good signing. He's a fullback that we desperately need in terms of the way Ten Hag wants to play, the way we want to support the winger whenever going forward or overlapping or underlapping in terms of attacking threat. And he's good at attacking. That's his main trace from Mazraoui, so he's very good at attacking. And hopefully he'll support Ahmad, or whether it's Garnacho on the right, whether they'll get opportunities for attack. And like, for example, when he got his assist for Ahmad in the Brighton goal and put him through, and basically he's a connection player, because he said in the interview he's a connection player with the right winger, and he's been able to facilitate with the winger and been able to support them as well, like he did with Anthony at Ajax, where he's been able to support him and being able to give him support whenever to have an option to underlap, overlap, and just being able to give him a contribution and get an assist and being able to help the team be better. So I think it'll be a positive sign, and hopefully he'll do well, and hopefully stays injury free as well.
Yeah, I'm happy with the side. I think he looks like a real footballer.
Yeah,
He looks like he's intelligent. He looks like he's press resistant, which is
press resist.
the opposite of what Wan-Bissaka was. I love Wan-Bissaka, so I'm not going to shade him now.
Yeah,
But he's the opposite of that. He's totally press resistant. Just like Kobe, isn't it?
We needed, yeah.
We needed that. All right, so in terms of this window, we've had all these players leave, all these players coming in, Ugarte potentially in as well, who is as much a Roy Keane regen as you can be without being Roy Keane. He's very much a terrier in midfield, but he hasn't got the end product of Roy Keane. Roy Keane scored goals as well, and he was much more progressive with the ball. But Ugarte looks good to me.
Yeah, I'll say Casemiro's a bit for Roy Keane, but
he's not a fighter though. He's not got that. Casemiro hasn't got that. The aura of like, don't mess with me. Roy Keane had the thing. Man wouldn't mess with Roy Keane, man.
Well,
Roy Keane was a bad boy, man.
Like, the thing is, Casemiro can still play, mate. Still can go to ground and defend well and still score goals. Like, he's a bit.
Like, Casemiro's cool. He's good.
Yeah. I feel like Ugarte is he's a bit of like a Kante region. Like, him being
without
able
the pace, though, he's not as fast as him.
I know.
Kante's mad.
He has that. Like, he's got full lungs to be able to run around and clean up and sweep up ground and stop counterattacks and stuff like that. Being able to stop wide players, wingers, and midfielders coming through on midfield. So I think it'll be a good signing. I'll give it a 7.5. We don't know how he's going to be in the system, so I'm interested to see if he was going to play, and hopefully he'll get game time, and hopefully he'll be able to adapt, and hopefully it'll be a good partnership with Kobe and Bruno. But we don't know what's that gonna like, because we haven't really seen that yet. But hopefully he'll get preseason games. But he hasn't had a preseason game in the Copa America and stuff, so hopefully it'll be a good signing for us. And it's good that he's 23 because he's for the future, and he else sees something in him. It's a positive. That's
very positive.
Yeah, because we haven't had a defensive midfielder. Like, it's a different type of defensive midfielder, but it's the one that we needed. So, like, he's a bit of like our Fred replacement, because Fred has been able to run around and cover ground and being able to attack and score as well. So I think he's a bit of Fred with the energy and the running of being a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. I think he had something. He has protection and cover for Kobe and Bruno. I think if Kobe isn't having to defend as much, different player for him, different kind of game he can play.
Yeah,
we'll only see once he's joined, once he's trained, and the international break is coming now as well, so he can go away for that. So
so hopefully we'll get him up to speed at least. Just get him up to speed and hopefully see where he's at in terms of fitness. And even in games like cup games, I think you can still play him and Collier and him and Casemiro. In terms of like squad depth, because I don't want Kobe playing too many games because he's too young to be playing these many games. I don't want him burn out like Bukayo Saka, for example, for Arsenal, where he's playing too many games, and Arsenal don't have an alternative to replace Saka in terms of resting him, put him on the bench and just use him to rest him. So I just think Ugarte hopefully will be the option to replace Kobe whenever Kobe's feeling tired and don't have to play too many games.
I think Ugarte will play way more football than you think. I think it'll be Ugarte, Bruno, and Kobe midfield, Maurice more, and Casemiro will play in big games, not the whole game. And I think Collier will then come in as the backup for cup games, sort of
like Carabao, FA Cup, like those ones.
The end of games where we're winning quite well. If we're winning 2-3-0, then he can come into the games as well. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. So that's the window for United. We may sign somebody before the end of the window, so that you never know. We may not. Who knows? The time of recording, no one else is coming in yet, but Sancho could leave. Tony could come in. No, God forbid. No, not God forbid. Not God forbid, but I would know if I want him. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Big window for this year. Ineos clearly cooking for us this year. I've seen so much positivity in terms of the way we're signing players, the way that players who are coming and wanting to come to United, they're waiting for United, they're choosing United over other clubs. That's different to us buying like Sanchez and just offering the most money and he comes to United over City because of the money and they're not being happy here.
Yeah.
These men seem very happy to be here, and it's like we've got a full squad now. We've got a better squad. We're better off this year than we were last year.
Yeah. How would you rate this whole window in terms of all the players we have?
I would say if you told me that this is what we're ended with now, where we are now, I've been happy with that. So I would have wanted one more midfielder.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because in my opinion, we need a controller in midfield. Like I heard, Wasco's usually said like United need a controller in midfield, and we usually when we don't have a controller in midfield, like we usually play basketball in terms of games where it's back and forth. And Scholes was right. We do need a controller in midfield, but we also need a guard tip with that as well. So with this window still going, you never know with United, like they could pull something out of the bag, hopefully. But
you never know. But also, you can't win the league in one window. Well, you can, but it's very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
So we've got January to come. We've got summer again next year. I think next summer, if Ten Hag's still here, which I hope he is, then he'll get another window of
in terms
players.
But
if he's still here next year, that means he probably either won something or we Champions League football at least.
Yeah.
So it's a step forward from where we were last season.
And if we're still here and we don't get Champions League, then it's a different conversation.
Yeah, he'll be gone. I don't think anyone thinks he'll still be here. If we're not in Champions League and don't win a trophy next year, he won't be here.
Yeah.
I'll be gutted. I love him. I think he's a great manager, but I love my club more. So
United first.
Yeah, United first. Above anything, above any personality, any footballer, it's United. Always.
Yeah.
There's a banner at Old Trafford that's not there anymore. When I was a kid, it said United, kids, wife, in that order. Man's go to United, Old Trafford. Like, this is my home. This is my love. This is where my heart lies. They're my kids and they're my wife. And it's like, we all know what that means. Man's no work on. You can change your wife before you can change your football team, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, anyway, you've been up to GMB Footy Talk. It's your boy, Man Like Ads. You got Gabe. This is Transfer Talk. We've been looking at the window this year, rating the window for United as well. Gabe has spoken. What do you think? How do you think your team has done this year as well? What's your team done? What do you think of United's transfer window? What's our business saying to you? Is there a player that you want? We've got a couple hours left. Is there a player now? If we squeeze one in, who would it be? Let us know in the comments. Gabe, quick one for you. One player, one name. If you get someone that's in now, who are you getting? One player, one name.
One player. Are you saying like that's available or is unavailable?
Bro, checkbook is open. What's his name? New owner. Ratcliffe says, Ten Hag, tell me the name of the player you need right now. Open checkbook, whatever you need. Who you go for? One player.
Oh, Adam Wharton.
That's the one player you'd buy?
Yeah, Adam Wharton.
Okay.
Adam Wharton. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Who would you get if you had one player? If it's not United that you support, write your club down and let us know the player who you would add to your squad right now. No price is a problem. The chairman's giving you an empty checkbook. Choose what player you want. Sign him. Who you signing? Let us know in the comments. This is GMB Footy Talk. We locked in with the boy. We'll be back with a review of the matches of this weekend. Match day 3. Match day 2. 3? Match day 3. Very, very soon. And look out for some content. Gabe's going to be making some content himself as well for you, talking about his ideas and thoughts on the games that are going on as well. So look out for them too. Subscribe, like, comment, share it with a friend. And if you want to take part in one of our talks about your club or about what's going on with your team, shout us, message Gabe on Twitter, on Instagram. What's the Instagram, Gabe?
GabeMB7. You'll be able to find it on IG. Yeah, just GabeMB.